Welcome back, painting friends. Today we are going to paint a Kentucky Derby picture, Run for the Roses. The colors you're going to need are light blue, white, brown, black, green, pink, and red. I always have my favorite 4 brushes on hand. I've got my 1-inch flat brush, my 10-6, and 1 round brushes. Don't forget to have a cup of water and a rag for keeping those brushes clean. And remember, as always, if you are enjoying what you're seeing today, then make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Painting with a Purpose, so you're kept up to date on all of our videos. Let's get started. I'm going to start with a 1-inch flat brush, and I'm going to paint pretty much the whole top angle with white. So I'm just kind of going from one corner to the next, adding white paint in. Now from there, I'm going to take the smallest amount of blue and I'm just going to drop it randomly on that angle. Wipe my brush off and I'm just going to kind of brush that blue color in. I could take this brush and set it aside. I'm going to take my rag, and I don't often paint with my rag, but today we're going to. So I'm going to take my rag with a whole lot of white paint and the smallest amount of brown paint, okay? And with that paint, I am going to do circles. So this is going to be the dust. Once I have that in there, I can go ahead and take my number 6 round brush and lay out where I want my spires to go. So they're going to be kind of shooting up from behind my smoke. I'm sorry, behind my dust. It's not smoke, it's dust from the horse feet. So I'm going to take a little bit of black paint and some white paint and mix up a really nice light gray color. And with that light gray color, we are going to just draw some spires sticking up out of there so you know that there is Churchill Downs behind that. So right over here, I'm gonna make one straight line down. From that straight line, I'm gonna make a small dot. In fact, I'll just use my finger for that dot right here. And then from that, I'm gonna draw 2 angled lines going down and across. Underneath that, I'm just going to add a small little rectangle. You can paint those angled lines in. And then my other one is going to be over here, but you're not going to see the whole thing. So I'm just going to draw a straight line down. I'm going to add that dot with my finger, same height. And then I'm just going to have those lines kind of going into that dust. Now we will add some more details on those in a little bit, but let's let this dry. When we come back, we'll add in some details and our flowers. With a dry background, I'm going to go back to my rag and I'm going to add some white and some of that light gray onto my rag. And I'm going to do one more really light rub over the top. All right, we're going to take a little bit of watered down black paint on my number 6 round brush. Now, if you want to use a Sharpie for this, you're more than welcome to. But I like to paint with my brushes. Sometimes I use a Sharpie, but a lot of times I don't. And I am going to just simply do a gentle outline on parts of our features. And I'm not gonna do it really nice and neat. But just a small outline so that I can see what's going on my spires. All right, now the fun part, the roses. You can make as many roses or as few roses as you want, but I always make my roses with my finger. So what I do is I will take one color, like maybe red, And then sometimes I'll add a second color in. Now, I don't always do that because, well, you know, we are making roses for the derby, which are all red. But I'm gonna take the smallest amount of pink on there, and I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to do a squiggly bump around, okay? And so that squiggly bump is essentially gonna be my rose. Now we'll add a little bit more to it later, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this entire bottom space up with roses. And some of these roses can be big, some can be small, some can be a little more pink, some can be a little bit more green. And so I'm gonna put myself in high-speed motion. I'm gonna fill this whole bottom area in with these red fingerprint roses. As I'm sure you figured, I started adding things while I was in speed time, but don't worry, I'm gonna tell you what to do. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a little bit of white paint on your number 6 round brush, and you're just gonna make bumps around each of your roses. Number 1, that's gonna help you have a little bit of definition and a little bit of highlight. Number 2, so just each of those little squiggles you made with your finger, you're gonna add a little bit of white to them. You can do it on the outside edge, or you can add like a little bump on the inside edge, totally up to you. Then while it's still a little wet, I'm adding some green paint in here, and I'm letting that green mix just a little bit with that red, just to kind of tone it down. Green and red are complementary colors, and so they kind of tone each other down. So if you have just a little bit of red mixed in with that green, you're gonna notice that it looks pretty good. And then you can even add some up here, and this is not, you know, detailed flowers. Okay, we're just adding a little bit of green in some of these cracks going up here for our derby garland. All right, let's let this dry and then we'll finish this picture off. My video of me painting my letters did not take, so let me tell you, I use a number 6 round brush and some watered down black paint. I always write it with pencil first so that it's easier to see. So since my canvas is already laying down, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit more of that black watered down paint, and I'm just gonna kind of make some gestural lines around some of my roses. Around all of them? No, don't have to do that. But just a couple of little squiggly lines, kind of like I did with my white paint. Just going around some of these roses to show a little bit of definition and separate them out just a little bit. And then if you've ever painted with me before, you know what my last step is. You need to find a color that's going to show up well on your canvas, and you need to sign your name. Remember that I never get to see what you're making at home unless you post it to my Facebook page, Painting with a Purpose. Make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Painting with a Purpose, so you're kept up to date on all of my latest tutorials. And remember, as always, stay kind, stay creative, and stay safe. Have a great day, friends. Bye now.